All right, folks, was this the final shakeout? It's August 18th, 2023, and this is our first update since the market crashed yesterday. And we're going to break it down here for you guys, the situations and scenarios that have played out in the past, what we're looking at going forward. And the reason why this is our first update is because last night, instead of doing a YouTube session, I went on over to x.com and fired up a space. So if you missed that space, the recording is available over on Twitter. But just make sure that you are following us over on Twitter because we are doing these impromptu emergency spaces. And it's a valuable platform over there where we can bring you guys on up. You guys can ask your questions and we can have a little bit of fun. It was a late night session that I didn't get started till 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And so those late ones can get a little reckless, but we did have some fun, cover the markets, and I wanted to provide this update here as we've seen the market get absolutely shaken up. One of the largest liquidation events we've actually seen in the history of cryptocurrency. And so we got to break this situation down, folks. Right now, I'm recording this session 12:30 PST. And we're once again here August 18th, Friday. And 12:30 PST is the time. Coin market cap's reading me at 26,000 for Bitcoin, 1657 for Ethereum, and XRP down to 50 cents. It simply just says 0.5 for XRP. Now let's take a look here at the charts for XRP. Now, funny enough, 2 days ago, we were talking about how XRP, as long as we hold this support above 50 cents, we maintain a fantastic bullish structure. Well, we sure cleaned that one out, didn't we? Now, I had a buy order placed at 56 cents that did get filled, and then I filled another order in basically at the 50 cent level. So I picked up the dip twice yesterday. I'm not going to get shaken out. They're not going to FUD me out. And, this is no problem for us going back down to 50 cents. Not a problem. And if they want to send this thing back down to 33 cents, we've been at the 30 cent level for years. You're just kind of numb to this at this point in the XRP community. It changes none of our conviction. It's just the timeline has been extended. The timeline's not on our time frame. Our moon date is not coinciding with what's taking place in the rest of the markets, and that's just fine. Right. And so let's break it down, folks. What did just take place yesterday? What caused it? What's the narrative that's being spread? And what happens next? Let's get right on into it with the Kobesi letter. Bitcoin just saw one of its largest daily liquidations by volume in history. Starting at 4:30 p.m. yesterday, Bitcoin fell 7.5% in 20 minutes, erasing $42 billion in market cap. This mass liquidation event involved more outflows in one day than during the FTX collapse in November 2022. Liquidity seems to be drying up. And this crash was more violent than at any time in Bitcoin's history. That 20-minute candle that absolutely just cleaned Bitcoin, right? You saw it drop by a couple thousand, I think, within 5-10 minutes. This is something that we've seen some drops come in close, right? But this was by far the largest daily liquidation by volume in history. So we really got cleaned out. Why did this take place? Well, the news that came out yesterday was that Elon Musk dumped on us, SpaceX selling all of its 373 million Bitcoin. But this isn't the big deal. From Minus Wells, he breaks this situation down. We're also looking at Evergrande filing for bankruptcy. Now, funny enough, we've been talking about Evergrande for a couple years, right? This has been a conversation. I was talking about this on the spaces last night. This is the problem with being so early, being so over the target, and our research being so on point is that sometimes you're way early. And so we were talking about how catastrophic this could be for the markets. Well, they finally officially just filed for bankruptcy in New York yesterday. This coincided with the news coming out that SpaceX dumped $373 million worth of Bitcoin back in 2021, which I do ask the question, why are we just now getting the news that Bitcoin, was sold off here by SpaceX in 2021, right? I know that they have their quarterly reports. I thought that, they would have to be reporting that sell-off, closer to when it occurred. So I'm kind of curious as to how this got covered up, how this didn't get noticed, why this news just happened to get dropped yesterday. Same day, though, the Evergrande collapses. And why is this so important? This bankruptcy should cause, and it already has, this is already happening in China, folks, construction projects to come to a halt. Unfinished projects damage investors, a slowdown in economic growth, a decline in home prices and housing market, job losses, financial instability, This is because Evergrande has a large number of creditors, including banks, insurance companies, and other financial institutions that will get devastated. World markets get affected. Is this the last black swan? What comes next? Now, to me, this is one of the catalysts that we were watching out for. This is going to bring in a lot of pain. And I want to show you guys another tweet too that we're picking up on. But the point that we have to be clear about too is that this is not just Evergrande. There are many other, why is this tweet not, okay, it's not showing up on my, I thought that I reposted this. Apparently it's missing. But anyways, I saw someone had tweeted out that basically his sources were telling them that basically Chinese investors were being told to liquidate their foreign assets, and there just happens to be all these new listings, $4 million+ listings in Toronto, Canada. And so, you're going to see a big reflection, I think, across markets, across the, Australia, United States, Canada, these markets where a lot of Chinese money was coming into and heavily investing. They were parking it, getting it out of that country as fast as possible, right? Well, now we're having liquidity calls back home, margin calls back home, and there was protests that have been taking place over there in China as well. And this is a liquidity crisis that is not just Evergrande, right? This is hedge funds, this is institutions across the country that are having serious situations. And so we're seeing headlines like this one get shared here. It's a Lehman moment time again. Investors fear China's Lehman moment is looming, right? And they're talking about the Lehman moment that we had in 2007, 2008, great financial crisis here in the United States. Something similar taking place here too. And we know how propped up real estate was, right? Not just in the United States, in Canada, Australia, other markets across the planet. Ghost cities literally being constructed over there in China. Now the whole thing's getting exposed. On top of that, we also have the news that some 2.2 trillion of longer dated options tied to stocks and indices are set to mature today. So 2.2 trillion of longer dated options set to mature today. Now those have to get renewed, right? Somebody has to pick those back up again, or are folks changing up their positions? And that's exactly what we're seeing right now, right? Everyone had been long. Is this the start of the next bull run? Everyone is excited, especially in the cryptocurrency space. And we warned about this to the XRP community in particular. We said, guys, we've entered a new reality for XRP. Yes, it's absolutely exciting, but we're still in the middle of the lawsuit. We just saw that the SEC, I'm about to show you guys the update from Eleanor Terrett. This is breaking news within the last hour, that the SEC has filed its motion for the interlocutory appeal. We are in our own reality. We can break out at any time, but the situation's not pretty around us, not just in the crypto space, but the broader economy as a whole, the broader markets, equities, and across the Pacific Ocean there, over in Asia, in China in particular. You're seeing the crisis, and it's a liquidity and a debt crisis that is spreading and growing rapidly. The contagion cannot be controlled, and the ripple effects are going to be felt over here in these high-flying speculative markets that saw trillions of dollars pour into these real estate asset classes, these cities, San Francisco, Seattle, Vancouver, Toronto, just to name a few. Now, let's get right on into it, folks. So Eleanor Terrett with the update. The SEC has officially filed its motion for leave to file an interlocutory appeal in the Ripple case. So I did actually retweet this out, and I misstated that this was the appeal itself. They're still asking for permission. That's what this is. So this is them asking the court to allow them to file an appeal before the case has really been decided. So normally you wait for the judgment to be issued and then you file your appeal. This is a special kind of appeal, the interlocutory appeal that they have filed here, where they're basically trying to interject before the case and the full judgment has been determined. And that is what the news that just came out here within the last hour. Okay. So the case proceeds, and we already saw the fake news getting spread by, I'm not even going to name the publication actually, very popular publication on Twitter, sharing that the SEC has appealed the fact that XRP is been ruled not a security. That is completely false. It is still a matter of law. It is a fact, and it will be for probably years to come here, that XRP in and of itself is not a security, and that is not being appealed by the SEC. They are only appealing the programmatic sales and sales by the individuals, right? And so they're still trying to make the case that Brad and Chris were acting recklessly in their selling of XRP. the unregistered security, even though the court just decided that XRP in and of itself is not a security, and only the institutional sales could constitute that investment contract securities offering. So all that news aside, right, what is still happening behind the scenes and what announcements are being made as far as XRP, Ripple, and where this is going? We have to take a look here at this one from Anders. Have you noticed the moves of Ripple after XRP was declared a non-security by the U.S. courts, involving these organizations? The Bank for International Settlements. Ripple joins BIS Task Force for Cross-Border Payments, right? The Central Bank of Central Banks, BIS. Then we get the ISDA, right? And this is right here. Ripple joins top global derivatives trade body, the IDSA. And this is the International Derivatives Association. Okay. And then we see this one here, that they get the MasterCard partnership announced yesterday. MasterCard forms CBDC partner program with Ripple and Consensus. Okay. So, folks, despite all the FUD, despite the price action, we have to understand that the largest entities in the financial world are still going to Ripple, and they're still asking Ripple for help on cross-border payments for CBDC. The institutions like MasterCard still going to Ripple despite the SEC lawsuit, despite the appeal, despite XRP price dropping. It's not going to stop the progress. And if you look back, let's talk a little bit of TA. Let's talk about a little historical pattern that's played out in the past, and let's see if it can happen here in the future. Irish Red Crypto. You know what happened for XRP before we had our parabolic rise to all-time high? A 65% drop in price, followed by a 680% rise to $3. What has XRP just done? A 55% drop from the highs. History doesn't repeat, but it does rhyme. And it rhymes every time. And Dark Defender says this: we have seen stronger storms than we have now as the XRP community, and yes, we have foreseen 58 cents. But XRP had a wick towards 44 cents. This has always been and is still normal in crypto. Imagine that you had the worst dip in 2016, sold what you had just before the bull run, and lost the chance of being a millionaire with a 10x in 9 weeks and a 500x in 3 months. Crypto is much more better than 5 years back. Lots of great arrangements finalized. Patience will pay us, the ones who never give up and trust XRP. An analysis will follow. And that's what we're seeing right now, folks, is that this is exactly what played out in the past. And I do not believe that this move invalidates the support that we have. We have incredible support on 50 cents. We can still get cleaned out, like I said, back down to 33 cents, back down to 42 cents. Wherever they want to send it, we're going to be backing up the truck. They will not shake us out because we know what's coming next. And just as it's done in the past, I expect XRP to do something similar. It's going to catch everyone off guard. It is going to steal the spotlight from the rest of the space, potentially surpassing Ethereum once again. There's no reason why we can't surpass Bitcoin once again. And I know that sounds crazy, right? That's only XRP maxi talk. Well, we have entered a new reality that has not been experienced in the crypto space yet, period, full stop. What am I talking about? Being the only digital asset with clarity as not being a security in the United States. You coincide that with institutions looking to pour trillion-dollar investments and make trillion-dollar daily settlements on DLT technology, find a blockchain that works. Well, who are they talking to? MasterCard, Ripple, ISDA, Ripple, BIS, Ripple, 400 banks and financial institutions with Ripple, 5 central banks and governments working with Ripple that have been announced, 5 that haven't been announced, 20 plus conversations that are undergoing. So where do we go next? Well, short term, they can clean us out. And as we warned about, we've entered our new reality. It's very exciting, but we are still trading with the rest of the markets. And so long as we do that, right, before we break away, we're going to move with the rest of the markets, and we've been warning about the rest of the market. See, it's very difficult to predict XRP because it's so violent, it's so manipulated, it's so controlled. But with the broader markets as a whole, Bitcoin and the rest of the space, what have I been saying since the beginning of the year? This is manipulation. Started with Binance USD, January 20th, 2023. We had a massive print at USDC, right, at the Circle Treasury. So it started the pump. And then in March, we had the bank crisis, which fed into the Bitcoin narrative. Bitcoin got to receive even more capital, more inflows, right? But then in one day, so quickly it can get taken away. And that's exactly what we saw, exactly what we were warning about. We kept on saying that we don't feel comfy. We're not feeling cozy in this current bull run. We don't believe that this is the start of the next bull run. And sure enough, we come in with a liquidation event like this. Now, I didn't have a Bitcoin short placed because I'm stepping out of the trading that's so manipulated and rigged with the stable coins and these exchanges playing games that I've stepped aside. But what I did with my tether is that I set that buy order at 56 cents. So I just picked up a bunch more XRP. I think I might have moved up on the rich list once again, maybe, I don't know. We've been stacking so much, and that wasn't enough for me. I picked up some more at 50 cents. And so that's an absolute blessing. And I, put out the tweet here today too, that, we picked up the dip twice yesterday, and I'm about to be calling my silver dealer here soon as well. And I'm going to go pick up some more silver, some more shiny rocks. We're going to put it in the vault. And we're going to keep on stacking the suppressed assets until they get set free. The timeline on that for me is next year. The next bull run looking to me like it begins next year. I have my eyes on Q2. In the meantime, focused and locked in 100%, and it's an absolute blessing. Folks, I appreciate you guys so much. On the way out, if you are looking to get precious metals yourself, you can call my guy. We have a couple different options, whether you're looking to roll over your 401k retirement account or if you want the metal shipped directly to you, we can help you do both. And with that being said, we're going to be having our Discord weekly call tomorrow morning. That's every Saturday at 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I get to meet with the Discord family in a more intimate setting where we get to talk about the deals that we're doing and the moves that we're making. And we are just head down, gas pedal through the floor, doubling down on what got us here and understanding that the opportunity for another year and a half of chaos is going to be to our benefit as we buy businesses, as we grow businesses, as we get ready to move on real estate in a major way. It's an absolute blessing, and nothing is going to stop what is coming. That's getting set, the suppressed assets getting set free. And there's a new financial system getting rolled out that does involve gold, silver, XRP, and a couple other digital assets. So let's take advantage of this opportunity. The greatest transfer of wealth in world history. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I got some more content coming your guys' way. So make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you in the next one. God bless you all. On the way out, let's smash it, please. Thank you.